I first read a version of this story in a book called Trail Guide for a Crooked Heart, written by Jim May and published by Parkhurst Brothers. He says it's a traditional tale, and it certainly reads very much like one, but I have not been able to find an origin for it, so I'm not sure. It seems like it's probably Buddhist or Sufi story of some sort. And this is my version of that story. It's called The Old Monk in the Cave. The old monk rose early in the morning when it was dark, as he always did. He hobbled out to the front of his cave, and he sat looking over the low valley. The cave sat on the side of the mountain, and he could see the mist down in the valley just through the darkness. As the sun began to rise and the sky began to lighten, he could see mist rising from that valley. He could just make out the trees and the low hills in the background. And close to him, as it got lighter and lighter, he could hear the trees popping open. He could smell the sharp scent of pine. He could feel the cool morning mist on his face. He could hear the sounds of the birds in the trees, the song, the flutter and caw of those birds. And he began to think to himself, oh, it's going to be a glorious day. With that thought, he heard behind him, in the back of the cave, footsteps and a low growl. And he thought to himself, something must have come into the cave last night as I was sleeping. And sure enough, with that thought, those footsteps got louder and louder. He heard a low growl, much louder than before. He could hear the click, click, click of claws on the black basalt floor of the cave, and he thought, whatever it is that's come into this cave, it's stalking me. Sure enough, with that thought, the growl became even closer and louder and more guttural. And then he felt a blast of hot breath on the back of his neck. Shuddering, he turned, but he couldn't quite make out the beast. Its black, leathery skin disappeared into the blackness of the cave. Green eyes stared down at him. That blast of hot air came again, and it smelled foul. There was something death on that breath. As it loomed over him, the jaws opened to reveal massive teeth, sharp teeth dripping with saliva and something else. It loomed over him so close. It came closer and closer, that low growl once again, right in his face, and he said to the creature, "Oh, it's just you again."